right, we have eyes and ears tracking the various developments on voter registration weekend. Remember, it's the final day. It closes at 5 p.m. tonight, but you can still register online until that date is proclaimed. We have political parties as well as independents fanned out across the country. I want to take you now to Mpumalanga. It's where we find my colleague Tumelo Machogo. He's live for us there, tracking the ANC President Cyril Ramaphosa. Tumelo, a very good morning to you. What are you witnessing there?
Tumelo, let's go.
Well, good morning to you, Blaine. The ANC President Cyril Ramaphosa has just arrived here in KaNyamazane and also expected to speak to communities here in KaNyamazane and hear their frustration, their thoughts also here in KaNyamazane. You remember that we visited one of the bridges that collapsed in February after the recent rain that we had here in Mpumalanga. So he is here. He is going to come and address one of these students, because these students have been talking, saying that they have frustrated and they have issues that they need to raise with the president of the ANC. So he is expected to speak to them and also hear their opinions. I'm just going to try and then squeeze
Basani, yes, to talk to the president.
So
Yes. So please keep quiet so that the president can hear you.
And then raise their issues with the president.
President wa hina vito ra mina Basani wa kankuna kombela ku vulavula na wena mayelana na mhaka ya hina hi ma-student ya le Mpumalanga Traffic Training College. A hi swi tivi ku mhaka ya hina sa mi twile, loko swi vula ku a mi twanga hi tsalile le ka phephe leri ku save nkarhi, mara lexi xikombelo xa hina i ku president ya swi vona ku sweswi swi lava hi ya vota, mara problem i ku hi ta vota njhani na swirilo swa hina swi nga twakali, swi nga lunghisiwi. Hi ya hi rhandza ANC, mara loko se hi hleketa ku hi votela na swirilo swa hina swi nga twakali, a hi swi tivi ku hi ta hi votela njhani. Sweswi hi lava ku hi kombela leswaku hi tlhelerisiwa a Traffic College, hi ku hina a hi onhanga nchumu, mara va hi byela ku hi onhile. Loko swi vula ku a hi hayeriwanga kahle a Traffic College, a hi hina hi nga ti hayara. They must go talk to the people who hired us. If there is maladministration, we are not the administrators. We did nothing. Personally, I would like to say something. I depended on this because now at the age of 35, I will never be hired anymore. I'm turning 35 next year. This was my last hope. I am a single parent who is raising a disabled kid. This was my last hope. This year, due to COVID-19, I have lost my father, who was a breadwinner to me. And now I don't know what am I going to do anymore. Because even the 350, when I tried to register for it, they are telling me that I'm a government employee. But the government has withdrawn us without even knowing or understanding. So what we want is to be reinstated. We're going back. We want education. When we look at the unemployment rate of South Africa, it's going higher and higher. And when they say 125 youth must go back and sit at home after they have given us appointment letters to say we have got a job, and that takes the whole year. You cannot hire me on January and then end of July you withdraw me. What am I gonna do at home? Where am I gonna start? So xirilo xa hina i ku hi kombela ku tlheleriseliwa a college hi ya dyondza hina yona timhaka tin'wana hinkwato hi ta kombela ku mi ti hlaya lani.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Utevito ra wena imani Basani wa kamani.
Wa kankuna.
Okay. So you are representing how many people?
125 students.
125 students who were in the training college.
Yes.
For the traffic.
Yes.
School.
Yes, President.
Okay. No, thank you very much for raising this matter in a very calm way in which you are raising it. I can see that it's a matter that pains you and all the others. I want to thank you, but I also want to thank you in having confidence in our government. That you want to come and work, to be trained and do work, and you are hoping and you would like to be reinstated. Now, this is a matter which I will discuss with the provincial chairperson, acting chairperson of the province, of the ANC, but I'm also here with our premier, and this matter, we will discuss it and examine it, and I'm really impressed with the way all of you have raised this matter. I must tell you, will never know how impressed I am. You have not gone out to break or damage anything, and you have raised it as a concern in the way that you are, and I am really pleased with that. But I don't want you to link this issue with you exercising your human right of voting. The two are separate. The two are separate. You have raised your concern, and your concern has now been fully registered. If there are any problems and issues that have to do with the way you were taken out, we will address those. The issue of you voting, exercising your right, and of course you can vote for whoever you want. You can vote for any party. That is your basic human right, but it is also your responsibility as a citizen of this country. So I don't want you to express your anger, even against your own responsibility of having to be a citizen of our country. What you have done, you have exercised another right, which is, yes, to complain, to protest, and your protest has now been registered. I see your posters, and I can see that your posters are really sort of expressing the dissatisfaction and the pain, and I can see it also on your face. So the concern has been registered. It will be attended to. And what I can promise you is that with the two leaders here of the party and of the government, this matter is going to be addressed. And if nothing else, I'm going to supervise that it should be addressed. And it should be addressed properly, because as a citizen and as a young person, you have the right to want this matter to be addressed properly. So separate your responsibility to vote as a citizen and separate that from your protest and your complaint. Your complaint will be addressed. So when we do that, I now want you to exercise your responsibility as a citizen. But then again, in the end, I want to thank you. Our government is always seeking, one, to correct the problems that we have, to address the problems that we have in our country. This government is committed to doing so, and it is a listening government. We listen to the issues and complaints that our people have. Sometimes, yes, it takes time. And that's how governments, work. Governments move very slowly, although we are trying to hasten the pace. But at the same time, this is a caring government, caring in the way that it has been seeking to address many problems. In other places, when people gather like this, they are either arrested, put in detention for long periods and all that. Not here. We allow you even to protest and talk to them, even to criticize the president. You even have the right to point a finger at me as your president and criticize me. We accept that. It is your right, but at the same time, we want to assure you that we are committed to doing the right thing by our people and improving the lives of South Africans. Right now, because we're just now too many, we're all in one place. COVID-19 is a big problem because we don't have social distancing. I think I should stop now and allow you to have to have a social distancing. Lastly, Lastly, I'm happy to see that many of you are wearing masks. I'm very, very happy with that. And now the other thing is that I want you to be vaccinated. Every person must be vaccinated so that we defend ourselves against this virus that spread. I am vaccinated, the chair of the province is vaccinated, the premier is vaccinated. So I want every one of us to be vaccinated so that we protect each other, so that you are safe and I am safe, and I'm then able to talk to you at close range. So I could have touched on many other things, but we're just too close to one another for too long. We must now separate. Thank you very much. You have raised the issue. Let's now go home. Your matter has been registered. It is going to be addressed. Okay.
Thank you, Mr. President.
ANC President there speaking to some of these disgruntled students from the traffic college here in Mpumalanga. They were allegedly they were hired. The process that they followed through their hiring was irregular, so they were subsequently taken out of that college. So now these students here to raise their concerns with the president of the ANC, and also the issue that Busani was speaking about. Busani was speaking about is the issue that was very emotive in her language, because she was saying that she's the mother of a disabled child and she's 35 years old and there's no way she's going to get another job if this thing continues, because now they have not been able to work for a very long time, and then they can't even register also for the 350 grant that has been given to people that are unemployed. The president is also now meeting with community members here, hearing their issues, here also in KaNyamazane. But he said that he doesn't want to stay in a crowded area for a very long time, because there is a lot of people here. Also, we still need to maintain the COVID-19 protocols to ensure that everyone is safe. But you can see just behind me a lot of people trying to get their word to the president, but we can't get that close because it's a lot of people here, Blaine, and these people are here to raise their issues of service delivery. The president was here to see the bridge that collapsed in February. We're going to have to apologize for that. People are super excited to see the president, but he was here to see the bridge that collapsed in February, and that bridge has not been fixed. And at least 2 people have died driving into that bridge because they could not see it in the middle of the night. But now we know that the government here has been saying that the bridge construction of that bridge will begin in September. But I mean, these communities, they are raising those concerns about housing issues, because these are the issues that are plaguing this community: unemployment, service delivery. In terms of water, they say that they don't have enough water in this area. So the president is busy there trying to get some of these concerns from communities, because they're saying that because of this unemployment, it drives young people into crime, and that's what they are actually been raising. And we've been trying to speak to them and trying to get their words. But I'm going to just ask Frank just to show us the pictures of what's happening right behind us. It's a lot of people. Everyone is trying to get their word to the president to raise their issues of service delivery in this area, because service delivery is a challenge in this area, and these communities are here to speak to the president about those issues. And also, Blaine, I can just tell you that it's very crowded, and that's what the president was saying, that we should try and not stand away from each other. Blaine?
Yeah, look, Mpumalanga currently, the latest numbers that we got from the National Institute for Communicable Diseases, there's about 161 new COVID-19 cases. Cumulative cases is sitting at over 149,000. COVID-19 still a real element during campaigning. So that's one. The other thing, Tumelo, is, many will argue that from what you heard from the lady that was speaking, the person that was speaking there, is real stories on the ground. Why is this important? Because people are saying that the leaders that come to them and try to convince them to vote for them need to hear these stories on the ground. Why? Because they need to form part of their strategy going forward, part of the calculus in order to better the lives of people. Talk to us about the interest in voting. I know Mpumalanga is the second smallest province in the country. It has about 20 municipalities divided into about 400 wards, about over 1,700 voting districts. The feeling you're getting on the ground, are people interested in making their mark on November 1st?
Okay, Blaine, you know what? Let me just try to speak to the ANC's NEC member, Fikile Mbalula. He's here. Tate, thank you so much for joining us. Just talk to us about the campaigning that you guys are having here today. We see that a lot of people also trying to speak to the president, and also not a lot of COVID-19 protocols being followed here. What are we going to do to ensure that, we make sure
I think we are well within COVID-19. Most of the people have got their masks. It's the campaign. I mean, people have never seen the president. They only see him from far. He's on the ground talking to them. It is important. People must go and register. And the ANC, in its very nature, we are a governing party. People have got an opportunity to raise their concerns with the president and to elevate things that they've been crying about and all of that, that they need to be on the agenda of government, and which is very good. It's the nature of it. So wherever we go with the president, like in Soweto, we are here in Mpumalanga today, we see this trend where in which people are very much warm, and at the same time they really love the president and believe what he says, and because they see integrity, they see wisdom, and they see an honorable person. That is what people respect, so they feel that they must voice their views and about how they feel, and so on, which is quite eye-opening and encouraging.
And also, you guys have been here. Are we seeing a lot of appetite? Because we see that people wanting to go and vote, because we see that a lot of people have been raising issues of service delivery, saying that in their communities they're not getting waters on time, or they're not getting electricity. There are sewers spilling into the streets. Just in this community alone, this bridge has been collapsed in February and has not been fixed. And those are the issues, and people have died on this road. What are
it is going to be fixed. I mean, this is a huge project, and you can see even behind that there is a multi-billion rand project that I launched of fixing the road. So work is going on. So it's not like this is a natural disaster. As you can see, it's a big disaster that must actually be fixed. So it's not a service delivery matter. It's a matter that
in terms of service delivery, what are you guys going to tell the people? Because they have been decrying that there's not enough.
We don't tell people what they don't like. We tell them what we can do and what we can fix with them and working with them. And that is what is important. So we're not telling people stuff that because we want them to hear what is good out of us. They will never trust us, these people. And then they will basically say that they simply come and say things to make us feel good. They love the ANC, they are in ANC colors. They are simply raising their issues that are of matter of emphasis to say that now that we are here, we are going to vote, but at the same time, don't forget the following, which is normal in the election period and all of that. Not that things have not been done. In certain areas, we are sluggish. Our people are not moving with speed. But over and above that, it doesn't mean that today, as they complain, the things they are talking about, they are not being attended to. They are being attended to. Yes, they are genuine in raising with the president, like, for instance, the traffic college thing. I mean, they raised the issue of the traffic. I know about it. It has actually closed down. We are fixing that. So the issues that they are raising, it is a normal process when you see somebody who's a head of state on the ground. I'm going to vote, but at the same time, remember this. Make it a point that people move with speed. Some of our people don't move with speed, and it is normal that they raise those things so that when we leave, we are able also to tell them that, but comrades, leaders, can you fix those things that the community is crying about? It is proper democracy in action.
And after that, what are you guys going to do with those councillors that are not going to be delivering to their communities? Are you going to hold them accountable and ensure that they also deliver services to these communities? What are you guys going to do as the party?
Well, councillors have got to deliver. We elect people with the faith that they will do better. We take them to communities. Communities say they raise their hand, we support Mbalula, and then down the line somebody becomes something else. But we've got faith in them, and that is why as the ANC we have perfected our own election of candidates by basically taking it to communities. We no longer make it our own business alone, but also with the mayors. We want to interview them. We don't want to put somebody, a mayor who can't even read or write, and then he's got to be responsible for a big budget of a metro or a municipality. So we need to interview them. It doesn't mean if you are number one on the list, you will automatically become a mayor. We are going to interview and get the best mayor, who's able to control the finances and who's able to give direction, who's able to run the municipality proper and his executive council, and that is what we're looking for, the best of the best among us. That's what we're looking for.
Okay, thank you so much. That was
thank you.
ANC member Mbombela speaking to us about some of the issues that people here are being raising in this community in Tekwane municipality claim.
All right, Tumelo Machogo live for us there in Mpumalanga. Thank you very much indeed. How difficult, I guess the question is to capture the imagination of an ever-changing electorate. These issues, this election boils down to service delivery, bread and butter issues, but also the issue of gender-based violence is